we'll be going over IRS Form 709, Schedule D, Computation of Generation Skipping Transfer Tax. So you only need to complete Schedule D if you have any taxable gifts that are subject to the generation skipping transfer tax. This could also include inter vivos direct skips that are completely excluded by the GST exemption. So, in other words, there's a GST lifetime exemption, generation skipping transfer tax, that's equivalent to the lifetime gift tax. So even if you have a direct skip that would be completely excluded, you still have to report it, even if you're not going to end up paying taxes on the gift. So there are a couple parts. There's part one. This is the generation skipping transfers. Part two is the GST exemption reconciliation. And then part three is the tax computation. And I'm going to make sure that we include the entirety of this port right here, just to make sure that we can see all of it. So let's go ahead and start with part one. Now, for illustrative purposes, we're only going to enter one gift just to walk through this form. So item from Schedule A, Part 2, Column A. This is where, so you would go up to Schedule A. Direct skips is here. This would not be an item that you carry down. This is only subject to gift tax, but anything that's a direct skip could be entered here. And then we'll get to indirect skips momentarily, but we're only going to include the direct skip items for right now. Now, an E-tip transfer is anything that is a transfer that would be subject to an estate tax inclusion period. So you would need to make sure that you have a good understanding of which transfers meet that criteria. In this case, we're reporting a direct skip gift that is not an E-tip, so we're going to leave this blank. We would bring down the value from Schedule A. So let's just say that the value of John Doe's donor side of the gift is $25,000. $18,000 of that is covered under the annual gift tax exclusion. So we have still $7,000 of a net transfer. And because this was a split gift with his wife, we're going to enter the $25,000 here, $18,000 of her non-taxable portion of the transfer, and she would have $7,000 here. So in part two, we're going to reconcile all of this, but what we need to do is also include the tax computation. So when we get to the part that requires the tax computation, we're going to move from part two and go to part three. So in line one, the maximum allowable exemption is based on, in the form instructions, you'll see for the tax year, the lifetime exclusion or exemption by tax year. You can see that in the form instructions. Let's just say in line two that prior to this year's tax return, we had already used $100,000 of that exemption. So we're going to do the math, subtract line two from line one, and we arrive at $13,510,000. Now, the exemption claimed on this return from part three, column C, we've got $7,000. Let's skip to part three and figure that part out. So again, we're going to take the net transfer from Schedule D, part one, column E. We're going to allocate 100% of the exemption to that. That's available. You don't have to, but you can. You divide column C by column B to get 1.000. You're supposed to round to, I believe, 3 digits here. The inclusion ratio happens to be 1 minus whatever this fraction is. So that gives us 0. That's how we're able to zero out this item for taxes. Let's just imagine that we decided to allocate 3,500, or we only had 3,500 to allocate in the first place. Then this inclusion zero ratio would look something like this. We would multiply column E by 40%, so this would be 0.2. And then we would multiply that decimal by the GST, the net transfer amount. So 0.2 times 14 or 7,000 would give us 1,400. That would be the amount of generation skipping transfer tax that we would be reporting. But since we were able to use the entire exclusion, we have a net total generation skipping transfer tax of 0. So the gifts, made by the spouse for gift splitting only, same numbers. We're putting in the $7,000 that applies to John Doe's side of the tax equation. His wife would be filing her own return that reports her side with him as the gift splitter. So that's the $7,000. There's 0 tax, but that's where this $7,000 comes from. Automatic allocation of exemption to transfers reported on Schedule A, Part 3. So these are the indirect skips, the transfers to trust. So under the Internal Revenue Code, you're automatically allocating any of those exemptions as applicable to indirect skips. You can opt out, but you do need to attach an election out statement, and the form instructions have additional details to do that. In line 6, we're going to indicate the exemption allocated to those transfers not shown. So we don't have any transfers that weren't shown either on line 4 or line 5. So, but if you did, you would submit a notice of allocation along with this tax return. And then we're simply going to report all of this together. So let's just say that we did have $50,000 that was an indirect skip. We've got the $7,000 of a direct skip, so we total that up and we've got $57,000. To make sure that we're aware of the exemption available for future transfers, you subtract this amount from line 3. And as you can see, John Doe has $13,453,000 remaining of his lifetime GST exemption. Now, this $0 of tax, you put this on Schedule A, Part 4, line 10, and then also in Part 2 of the form itself on line 16. Oops. So we would enter, let's see, Part 2, line 16, that's the generation skipping transfer tax right here. And then in Schedule A, we would also include that right here in line 10. So we don't have anything here. We don't need to report that. So that's all we have for Schedule D. My apologies for the mouse hiccup, I guess, that caused this to be blanked out. But the intention of Schedule D is to compute your generation skipping transfer tax. Make sure that you've properly recorded that. Again, for most taxpayers, Form 709 really is not a form where you report your taxes. It's a form where you're updating your lifetime exemption. The vast majority of taxpayers, even if you don't qualify for the annual gift tax exclusion, will probably actually never pay gift tax or generation skipping transfer tax, simply because the exclusion amounts are so big. So we're going to put links in the show notes to all the resources related to Form 709 and Schedule D. We've written a step-by-step article on Form 709 to include guidance on each of these schedules, so we'll put a link in that in the show notes as well. If you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's another topic that you'd like to see in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.